the joint attack was effective. With the support of our fiery friends, we were able to take back the strategic positions and cut off Aris and his army from the major lines of retreat. This means we can now deal the final blow and stop him from initiating the Oracle merging. Without the stabilizing circuit, the merging of the modules will lead to catastrophic events, comparable in scale to Crossout itself. And we might just know where to find it. The source of the stall's signal remains active. If there is even the slightest chance that the answers to our questions await us there, then we have no right not to take advantage of it.
You fool. Did you think you drove me into a corner? Did you think you could win? No. No. You are forgetting the main weakness of everything that lives. You are still mortal.
Everyone, Mr. Slime Smasher back with another Crossout video. Today is the day. We've got the new season. Playing with Fire ends in 104 days, and it looks sweet. As you've probably seen from my last two videos discussing this topic, being my reaction to the dev stream, which was very, very long, and my showcase of the dev blogs, I'm here to do my part showcasing the season itself, along with many other YouTubers have. So again, let's not waste any time and get right into the pass. I haven't bought it yet because I currently can't afford to buy it right now. So I'm probably going to buy it once I've completed all the levels. But that is not going to stop me from showing everything off. First item you get, Faceless Blade, new portrait. Pretty extensive description right here. Lovely, lovely lore. You love the lore. I'm going to leave that there for you guys to pause and read. Second thing you get is the level counter, which looks pretty snazzy, pretty scrappy. The number will show up on this plate, I'm guessing. These are always guaranteed to be level 2 of every pass, and they show you the current level of your season. Next you get the new Crucible bumper, which just looks phenomenal. These are the world points for those who are also interested. I know I definitely am. And if you haven't seen any other videos or streams relevant to the new season, this grill, when activated with the headlights, lights up on fire similarly to previous fire starters parts, which is very, very cool. There's the description. You love the description. Next you get this wanted sticker, which I'm assuming is Wade, maybe. Or at least a reference to Wade. Next you get 100 coins. And then one of the 8x2x4 frames, a lightweight one, which just looks a little bit weird. Oh well, it's alright I suppose. After that, you get the charred metal paint, which you can't really see on that build. Here's a build that you should be able to see it on. Looks pretty good. For a fire starters paint, this is very, very, very nice. Very glad we got this paint. It's going to be great for detailing. After you get some bearings, instead of lighters this season, it's bearings to craft the seasonal stuff. After you get that, you get the taunts container, which is alright. I don't like that they're in the pass, because they expire, and that sucks. Onto the second page, we get the second new structure part, which is the one that's been showcased the least, I'd say, which is the flaming barrier. It's another nice van rear. A nice retro one as well. I'm loving these tail fins. I just wish that the tail lights were functional, either with flames or just a regular tail light. But still, even without the function, it looks insanely nice. Gotta love the description as well. And here are the weld points. Not many on the sides and the rear of it, but on the front and on the bottom you get plenty. It would be nice if this bumper had some weld points on it too, or even the roof. But you can also see here these poles, they link up to the poles that are on the entire van build, like the van sides and the cab itself. After that you get 100 coins again, and some 3x4 frames, which is quite nice. I'd say better, more useful than the previous ones, the 8x2x4s. After that you get the carriage thrust sticker, which is the dude from the first profile picture lifting the weapon from the thrust, which is pretty cool. Next you get this very nice, I don't actually know what it is. I think it might be one of the new weapons, or it might be the side of the van, I'm not too sure. But it's a very nice looking background for your banner. After you get 50 coins, and then some more bearings, 25 bearings. And then you get the fork of flame structure parts. You get 2 of these at the same time. These have very, very, very nice weld points. They're the new van side panels. Gotta love the description as well. I think everything seems to be covered in soot and welding traces. Very, very glad we are getting more van parts. And even though this is a fire starters piece, it doesn't have much, I guess, scrap on it. I'd say if this was a Lunatics part, it'd be more scrappy. But this is very, very nice. 4 pins tall, 4 pins long, 3 pins wide. So if you have 2 next to each other, it'll make a 6-pin wide van section. Then you get the equips container, which is more taunts. And then you get the first, I'd say most interesting piece, is the hyena. It's not showing the weld points because they're covered by the, I guess, model itself. If you look down, you can kind of see that it's 7 pins long though. These are very, very, very wide tracks, very, very heavy tracks. As you can see, 853 mass, even with the buff that reduces 17%. Has a little exhaust in there. If you've seen other content creators showcase these, or my other video, you will know all about these. But long story short, if you go 45 kilometers an hour, these big barrel things will unleash spikes, and if you ram it into an enemy, it will deal periodic damage whilst you're in contact. And the maximum bonus is 45% at 90 kilometers an hour. Unfortunately, I cannot showcase to you guys how any of these new items work, as I don't have a promo account yet. But it's still pretty nice to just see all these parts just as they are. And one thing I'd say I love the most about this new track is that it uses more regular car wheels in, I guess, the rollers for it. The Lunatics are known to have used regular car wheels for these small tracks before, and I love that the devs are representing them more often here. This rear one here having 2 layered on top of each other, which is quite nice. After that you get the 6x3 frames. Here's the weld points. Pretty good, pretty good. After that you get the, I guess, an eagle with the same underbite thing that the first profile picture has. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Then you get the recipe for the hyenas upgraded thing. So if you craft these, it will have the same perk as the ones you just get. After that you get shamanic motifs, which is a nice cave painting-ish paint. Very good, fitting the theme of fire starters. I'm pretty sure that is the exact colour of the fire starters pieces as well. So once I unlock this paint, it'll be very interesting to see if the colours do match the regular unpainted fire starters pieces. After that you get a taunts container. Yeah, not too crazy. They expire after the season ends, which sucks. After the container you get the regular hyena, which is unfused, doesn't have any upgrades, so it's just a singular hyena. If you craft this, you'll be able to sell it. Then you get 125 coins, which is pretty nice. And then you get the recipe for a spring duck, which I don't think should be in this pass. This doesn't belong here. We do not need the recipe for the spring duck. This is what it looks like if you did want to craft it, though. It does look pretty nice. This is what you need to craft it. Again, just fairly expensive. I'm not going to bother crafting it. Oh, and here's the recipe for the hyenas. Fairly standard for an epic piece. You need a therm, 2 shivs, and 1 boom to craft this. So it's pretty decent. But again, to craft it, you do need to get to level 25. There's no hardware before it, so I won't have to show you anything before. Next you get is the thrust, which I guess is the main selling point the devs have wanted for this season. Basically, long story short, if you touch an enemy up close with this, it works like a buzzsaw or a borer, and it just grinds against your enemy. Or you can just launch it and smack them with it from far away. And it's like a huge, heavy thing that you just launch, and it's amazing. Here's the parameters if you are interested. And also the world points. Some very, very nice world points on this piece. Love how many world points there are. Very, very nice. And it can be rotated to any angle too. Oh, that's what this banner is. I just realized this is the top of this, but painted. Ah, it's very, very cool. After the thrust, you get the flame fenders. These link up to the first crucible piece that we got, with these, I guess, ridges here, and the general curve on the front here. You get 2 of each for both left and right, which is pretty cool. Here's the world points, pretty standard world points. None on top, which is a bit unfortunate. These are just all the world points. And then you get the very nice Beacon of Madness sticker. I like this sticker a lot. It looks very cool. And then you get the fused thrust recipe. So this is upgraded, which you'll need bearings to craft. Then you get 125 coins. And then this very awesome banner. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in further. But for some reason, they've decided to use the old van rear instead of the new one, even though they used the new cap, which just shows one of the new weapons that we are yet to get to. This banner looks very, very cool. After banner, you get just the regular thrust recipe. So this is a singular thrust that you can just sell. And then some more bearings, not very interesting. Then the Jaguar, which is the better version of the cheetah. So you got cheetah and then you got Jaguar, which is very, very, very nice. These are the world points. Pretty good world points overall. These are the stats. So basically the perk works very, very similarly to cheetah. I'm pretty sure it's different, but it's like a upgraded version. Then you get some more lightweight frames of the 8x2x4. You get 3 more here. And some more, 125 more coins. Then the regular recipe for Jaguar, not fused, no upgrades. You get some more lightweight 3x4 frames. You get a blueprint storage expansionable piece, which is very nice to have. I wish they just put more of these in the past instead of stuff like the spring duck. Then you get some engineer badges, which are pretty useful. They're not insanely useful. I know I've got every single structure part in the game from the badge exchange, but every time they do release new ones, like in packs, it is quite nice to get engineer badges. And I've just realized that it is actually a coin with obviously a huge piece taken out here and the ridges cut into, which is quite a nice detail. Then you get some more bearings, fairly bog standard. And so after that you get some more 6x3 light frames. You get 6 of them here, so you're getting quite a lot of frames this season. And then like in that banner we just looked at, you get the Inquisitor, Here's the weld points. It's a pretty huge weapon. Very, very huge weapon. Like I've said in my previous videos, this weapon is very, very comparable to the Lucifer, which does look quite cool. It's the new one's a bit bigger than the Lucifer, but functionally, it functions quite the same, being shooting an absolute ton of rockets at a ton of times. It doesn't have the same icon, which is a bit strange, even though they're both rocket launchers. Here's the parameters for those who are interested. Unfortunately, you only get one. These function best with two. If you did get the Lucifer from the Ravager's Pass and plan on using the Inquisitor, I recommend using the Lucifer with this. And also, unfortunately, you only get one thrust, which again, you need at least 2 or 3 of these to be effective, which is a bit sad. Lucifer, Jaguar, it doesn't really matter much if you get 1 or 2, because you only need 1 engine, and you can't even put 2 engines on a build at any time. So after the Inquisitor, you get the Predatory Grip, which is a very nice, eagerly chomp hologram with a similar design to this logo. It just appears and then chomps down. It's very cool. After that, you get the upgraded Inquisitor recipe, so it'll be exactly the same as the regular Inquisitor that you just get from the palace anyways. You get another really cool banner icon, which is the Crucible's Grill. This is very nice banner icon. I love that they have made an icon of the grill. I wish they'd make more icons of the grills, like split into 2 like this. Pretty cool. Now starting on to the heavy frames, there's the 8x2x4. You get 2 of these on this level. Excuse me. Then you get 125 coins. Another Inquisitor recipe. This is the regular Inquisitor recipe that you can just sell. Some more 3x4 heavy frames this time. You get 4 of these. And 50 bearings. And then onto the Butcher, which again, you only get 1 of. Which sucks. We need to be getting 2 of each weapon. Or like certain weapons. So they can actually function. But basically, this is the Ripper, but on steroids. If you don't know, Ripper is a relic disc launcher. If you shoot it, the blades stick to the enemy or to the ground. And I don't think they do much else, really. However, these, you shoot them onto your enemy, they grind into your enemy's parts, they damage all the parts, and then they explode. Which is just crazy. This is perfect for a Lunatics weapon. It just perfectly embodies the Lunatics vibes. You shoot something with some crazy spinning blades, they dig into your build, and then just go boom. Perfect Lunatics gun right here. Here's the weld points. Fairly big weapon. They could have made this a 3x3 pin weapon, but I'm not too fussy. This weapon is just really powerful. Again, better with 2, not 1. If you have 1 Ripper, then maybe it'll work well together with that. Or if you're rich enough, you can just craft the Fused Butcher. But it does suck that we're only getting 1 of each weapon this season. After that, you get 6 more 6x3 heavy frames. Pretty nice. After that, you get the upgraded Butcher recipe. And after the Butcher recipe, you get this very nice nighttime loading screen of these 2 dudes sat by a campfire leaning against their builds, which is a very nice concept. I do like this a lot. And if you look closely, this build on the left is the same build from this season's loading screen. I'm pretty sure the build on the right is also the other Lunatics build from the loading screen too. Good stuff. After that, 125 coins. And then you get the regular Butcher recipe, which you can just sell. 50 more bearings. And then the Real Madness sticker, which says Pure Madness in this, I guess, manic, scratchy, lunatic stickering. definitely going to be using that on all my lunatic builds. You get 2 of those stickers, and then after that you get 1 more flaming barrier, which we've already checked out. Very nice rear, thankfully. I'm very thankful they are adding it. And then finally you get the Ouroboros cabin, which is the world points before I start yapping about it. Very, very, very nice world points. It is 8 pins long, 6 pins wide, and 5 pins tall. Very, very good. And here's the stats for those who matter about those. Now here's my yap about this cab. Obviously we've seen from the previous structure parts and from my previous videos going absolutely bazonkers about this pass. This is a new van. This is the first van we've gotten since Docker and WWT1, which I'm pretty sure have been in the game since release. So this is the first van cab they've actually added. I don't know what type of van this is, but it doesn't really matter. It just looks super, super, super nice. It has these very cool exhausts that shoot out flames. It even has some charring on the doors here on either side from the exhausts. Again, not sure where the flames are coming from because there's no engine in here. But combined with the Crucible bumper piece, you can either fit a Dun horse in here, a large ammo crate, or even just an ammo crate, a regular ammo crate, a car jack, or a Maxwell in here, which is very, very nice. Maybe you just want to put a Maxwell in here and then some holograms in the front. Very cool. This looks like it should house low clearance wheels. I'm going to be very disappointed if it doesn't, because nothing really works with low clearance. The only van that does work with low clearance right now is the WWT1. Now the designers here, I don't know who they've hired for the design team, but whoever they did, they cooked on this new van. Not just the cab, not just the weapons, not just the structure parts, everything. And including last season stuff. Last season stuff was incredible. So shout out, huge shout out to the design team for working on this cab, its parts, the weapons, as well as last season stuff. You guys did a fantastic job. Now I haven't heard the horn of this cab yet. We did hear it for a split second on the developer live stream. I was going to guess it had the same cabin and horn as Jockey and Werewolf, which would suck, because that just means they're reusing horns, which isn't very nice. I know they reused the Catalina horn last year for Dolores. So here's some info no one else has given you, and you can only get on this channel. Here is the horn sound. Here we flippin' jibbin' go. Ooh! That's really nice. Let's hear it again. That's a new horn. That is a really, really nice new horn. Again, I know it doesn't affect gameplay like at all, but that is a very, very nice horn. I just wish it was one of them ones you could hold down the horn button, which unfortunately this isn't. But I'm pretty sure this is the only cabin horn that has 2 blows. It has 1, 2, 1, 2. It does that. I know there are horns in the game that do that, like Rudolph's horn, I'm pretty sure is one that does that. It goes like meh meh. But I'm pretty sure this cab is the first cab to have a 2-blow horn built into it, which is very, very cool. Thank you, devs. I love you. Now, enough yapping about Ouroboros. Let's move on with the rest of the pass. After Ouroboros, you get more heavy frames, 8x2x4. They're called Nordal for some reason. Not sure what that's about. If anyone knows the meaning, I'd love to hear it. 50 in-game coins for after the Nordial frames. And then you get I think the final paint in the pass, which is the Blazing Graffiti, which is a very nice black paint with very, very nice glowy flames, obviously, because this is a Firestarter season. Pretty cool, pretty cool. These are definitely going to look good on some, I guess, PvP meta builds. And maybe not necessarily art builds. Unless you wanted to have like a engine in an art build or a piece of hardware in an art build. Like I've got the Maxwell in this somewhere. There it is. You could have this paint on your hardware to make it seem like your hardware is glowing with heat. Which is very cool because if you didn't know, when metal gets very, very hot, it starts to glow. Simple. After that, heavy 3x4 frames. You get 6 of them here. So tons and tons and tons of frames. Too many frames. Too many frames to deal with. Why do we need so many frames? Do not need 6. I'd say 6 is probably a good enough total of each frame. So many frames. After that, you get bearings and then more 6x3 frames. Again, you get 6 of them. After all the frame nonsense, you get the regular Ouroboros crafting recipe, which is just unfused one you can sell. And then this is very cool. After the Ouroboros recipe, this hubcap. We haven't had a hubcap since the last Syndicate season. Description is pretty cool. Who said pyrotechnics don't belong on wheels? Pure glitz and glamour. These are activated with the headlights. And once they are activated, all these little pipes shoot small flames and make a very, very, very awesome ring of fire when it is spinning. Which, if you don't know already, if you haven't seen what hubcaps do, even while, like, if you've moved for a bit and you stop driving, they continue to spin. So even while you're stopped after moving around, these will continue to give the huge ring of fire. It's not really huge, it just goes around the width of the hubcap itself, I suppose. And then after that, you get more bearings, 125 coins, and then finally, to top it all off, you get another crucible piece. So you'll have 2 in total. Not quite sure why they put this so far at the end of the pass. And then finally, at the very end, you get Ignis, which has that same eagle we've seen a few times in the banner icons and the hologram. Here's all the lore. Lovely, lovely, lovely lore. Again, shout out to the design team, the artwork team for these profile pictures and all the banners. You guys do an insane job. Tons of detail go into these and all the structure parts and all the banner stuff and all the weapons. Everything's just phenomenal. So huge, huge, huge shout out to you guys. And there's not going to be anything new in the bonus levels, but for those who do like to grind out the bonus levels, here is what fills them this season. Again, mostly just bearings, the usual stuff, some coins, a couple crates. Get these are very, very normal. I'm pretty sure these crates have been the exact same since they started doing bonus levels. That is going to be it for the Playing with Fire Battle Pass. Just to recap, I'm going to go through all the recipes of everything. Here's the hyenas. Need level 25 to craft hyenas by themselves. Here's the thrusts. You need level 34 to craft these. You need 1 hyena and a huggin, which is a bit odd. Not quite sure why you'd need a huggin for the thrust. Bit strange. And then here's the jaguar. You need level 39 for this. Bit strange how there's no upgraded jaguar recipe. I'm pretty sure I saw the devs posted that there'll be a upgraded jaguar recipe coming in the next update because they forgot to add it, which is a bit silly. Small fumble. Again, you need another hyena, Hermes. I guess that makes sense. Got to go fast. Flames, all that stuff, and then a miller. Bit odd, but hey ho. Continuing. Here's the Inquisitor recipe. You need. I didn't actually check which level you needed. You need another hyena, werewolf. Why do I keep clicking on it? It's stupid. And then a bootstrap, which again is a little bit odd. A little bit odd. These middle parts that you need to craft these. You need okay, here you go. You need level 51 to craft the Inquisitor. And then for the Butcher, you need level 59. What a wacky part. A trombone. That's very weird. Hot red makes sense. Lunatics, fast speed, craziness. Another hyena. Pretty sure you need a hyena to craft everything. So if you wanted to craft one of every weapon or item in this pass, you're gonna need a lot of hyenas. After that, Ouroboros' recipe. Here we go. Again, another hyena. Again, another Hyperboreans part there. Sleipnir. Sleipnir. I've never had to say that out loud before. We get a lot of wacky parts in these middle sections here that are needed to craft these seasonal parts. Gas gen makes sense. Lunatics, fire starters, stuff goes boom, stuff goes fast. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. And again, another hyena. Almost makes you think you'd need 17 of them. And there's also no upgraded recipe for the Ouroboros 2. I guess it's because you only need one cab. You only need one cab. You can only put one cab on each build, so why would you need two of the same upgraded cab? Let's see if there's anything on the exhibition. We'll start with Ouroboros. There's something. Oh, there is stuff. So it's mostly just showing off the new tracks, the hyenas. Nothing really showing off the structure parts. Except for this, you can see how the front crucible pumper links up with the new wheel arches. Very, very nice. They put it one pin away from the cab, which is a bit unfortunate. They've also used the new van rear parts here, way, way back. It is good to see that these smaller ones do semi-link up to it, but not too well. But in case you wanted a longer van, you could just attach these on. Again, very, very, very unfortunate that we only get 2 Fork of Flames pieces. On the loading screen, they showed getting us 4. I was super excited to see that we were getting 4, judging by the loading screen. Big disappointment. We can only get 2. See, 0 out of 2. You can only get 2 of them. Devs, what are you doing? Biggest fumble they've done all season. Again, strong pass, but you need to be giving us more structure parts, man. Again, just more people making super big builds with the new parts. The Ouroboros here. You spelt it wrong in the name. Let's test this out, actually. It uses the... what's this called again? The Gravistar. I thought it was Quasar. Different weapon. You got some Shivers on here. The Ravager on the Aquilo. And you got a Odin for the max energy. Let's test this out, shall we? You got the new tracks, so I can vaguely demonstrate them. Again, horn sounds very, very cool. You can see those exhausts coming out. It's not really flames, it's mostly just smoke. Let's demonstrate what the tracks do. So again, just a regular melee weapon. They're not to be used as a melee weapon. Yeah, they are a movement part. Whoops. Guess we gotta fight this guy. Well, that sucked. Cab's far too exposed, bro. Need to cover that cab. and it's the Butcher. I'm pretty sure this is called. Yeah, the Butcher, and you got the Jaguar in there. Let's see what this does. I think this build's just gonna pop because it's so small. Oh, he's got them. Oh, you didn't have a thing on. I was looking in the wrong direction. So as you saw there, it did grind against the cab for a bit. It's not really supposed to be grinded against the cab. It's supposed to be grinded against structure parts. So I'll take it to my battle bus here. Grinds into them, and if it grinds through a load of structure parts, it won't explode. But if it grinds against the cannot speak. If it grinds against tons of structure parts, it won't go boom. But if it doesn't, it goes bang. You love to see it. What's this? This is just a relic shotgun. Ah, yeah, here's the thrusts. Again, you need 2 of them or 3 of them to be effective. You only get 1, which sucks. You can use them as a regular melee weapon, which is quite nice. Again, like the buzzsaw or the borer. I guess if you're making an art build with these, I'd recommend using the buzzsaw because they're from the lunatics, just like this weapon. But let's say your enemy is too fast for your bit slow build. You can just launch them and it'll just smack them. Now these stay as a physics item for quite a long time. See here, you can destroy it. I think, yep, just destroyed it. Let's see how many you can have. So you got 4 out, 6 out. Oh, and they disappear before you can get 8 out. So they stay out for quite a long time. And if your enemy rams into these, they will take heavy damage. Thank you to the guys who made these builds. You love to see it. Now I'm pretty sure that's going to be it for today's video. Oh, I've just realized I didn't put any music. That's very annoying. Again, I'm just going to flick through these Battle Pass levels just to finalize this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to continue supporting my channel, feel free to like and subscribe. It's completely free and you can change your mind anytime. And if you didn't like the video, leave a comment down below. Or if you just have some suggestions, I'd love to hear them. I always want to know how I can improve these videos for you guys to watch. Thank you guys. Thank you to the guys at DUBBY for continuing to partner with me. They make some very yummy energy drinks. Don't forget to use my promo code PROTOBEE to save 10% off your order and to help out my channel so I can continue doing videos such as these. Maybe I'll even be able to afford the Battle Pass. Thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye.